Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back to the channel. I don't even know what this one's called. I kind of know the topic, and it's like a mishmash of topic. So again, I'm not going to give a promo because these are really short, but they're key. I've been trying to get these things out for days, literally days. It's just been crazy. So let me see. Where did I start with? Okay, so he says to start here. So I'm going to explain. This is not for everybody. This is if you're on a low level as far as spiritual warfare, this is not going to make sense to you. If you just go to church and you come home and you are on the worship team and you have no issues whatsoever, pretty much, this is not your video. Okay. This is for those of us that is like looking at Lord, like, what in the world is this warfare? And you'd have to ask him even in that if this specific message is for you, because if so, you'll know. So, and he will confirm it. So let's get into it. So it's gonna switching already. So this is gonna have something to do with time jumpers. I don't know how much, but um in the title. So um if you don't believe in time jumpers or hybrid, which is in the Bible, um, or things that neighbors, this video is not for you. Okay. It might be for future reference, but probably not right now. But do this. So here's what I've been noticing. I heard the Holy Spirit just said delays. A part of delays and some things has to do with it. Um, so because the enemy can't be you to get these blessings, he's come up with all these. Y'all, this is more than a buffet. This is every buffet in the United States, every type of buffet that he's come up with and tailor made to try to get to what is rightfully yours. Okay. So what I've been noticing is this. So to let you know, and I said it in another video, time jumpers are very much real, very much. So this is why Stephen Hawking, I said in another video, left coordinates and created a party because he was hoping that the time jumper could literally come, or jumpers could come and reverse what was actually happening, and he could actually live or be revived or alter timelines, which is what we're going to get into, to continue. Okay, but the Lord had decided that it was his time to go. So, but he still wanted to leave options. We'll just put it that way. So they are real. There are people that have those abilities to jump with, in and out of timelines and through portals. So let's go there, as the Holy Spirit is saying. So portals are open doorways, either to good or bad, to allow things to come through, good or bad. Okay. So CERN is a place um, where they open portals. Okay. I'm trying to give the briefest description that I possibly can. So they open portals and create particles, and they tinker with doing it spiritually for the purpose of manipulating things to project them one way into or out of the timeline to cause certain things to happen. Okay, so that's the best way that I know how to explain it. So, and okay, I heard the Holy Spirit say dark matter. They dive into dark matter, which is there's a connection, we'll just say, is the Holy Spirit saying, with that and black magic. We'll just say black magic spells. In general, but black magic. So dark matter is dealing with that. And CERN is there to alter, basically alter God's treasure in some ways. So, which is just like the enemy, to create something in the physical to do that. So they've opened up these portals. They've invited beings in from different universes and from dark matter and not of this timeline to come in and do things in this timeline to alter the timeline of the chosen, to attempt to at least. So that's the short version. You're gonna have to say the Holy Spirit's gonna give you more, but you're gonna have to pray. Of course, I know there's some praying against it, and I put before that Robert Clancy has a great video on praying against it, and I would suggest that. I probably am not gonna have time to put it down here, but I know it's on another one before when we're talking about that. So that's the short version of it. Okay, so how this ties in. What I have been seeing is this. This is deep, y'all. This is what I said. This stuff is crazy indeed. So because God has a timeline and you have a purpose and it's eternal and the enemy knows that, you can't mess with what God has set in stone, I guess you can say, but he can alter things or attempt to alter things in different ways, is what I'm gonna say. So his plan was, still in some cases, he sent through time jumpers to your future, your present, and your past, and to alter the codes, alter the outcome, and to force the outcome to be for them, not you, especially for elite people that want this wealth and want these things. So they jump through open portals created, some through CERN, some through other ways, to do this. This is also the reason why they study the chosen. So, y'all, we are in government programs. I know I am for sure. I even know which one. Um, and Antarctic bases and places like that. They study the chosen because to create certain things that they want, or to keep certain things that they want, or to get certain things that they can see have been put in eternity, they have to alter it in some way. So what I've seen and have seen is this. So these time jumpers have jumped. Um, well, my time jumper happened to be. Remember, I said in the previous video, Lord showed it to me, came true. Remember, I was like, these just created beings, a whole other set of crop of demons that is coming from Hades in order to counterfeits. This was my counterfeit. Yeah, I'll trade warfare with you any day. So, yeah. So he jumped through the portal and first tried seduction spells, which did not go well, which is what that crying demon was about. So a lot of us are experiencing different things like that. So, and that's why I said, do not touch. I was disobedient, not like that, but like, and I found out the hard way. Ooh, but that's not, it's not in we human. I knew that, but like, ooh. So, so what the Holy Spirit showed me was this. So remember, he said, I will open doors that no man can shut. Well, it's true. So there's a doorway, and in that doorway, they can't shut it. So they want to, this is tying all this in, y'all. This is gonna make a lot of sense to a lot of people. So because it's open, and because you're the one designed to walk through it, what they did is, and nobody could figure out why they were doing this. Um, a lot of people, why they were trying to clone us too. Um, because they wanted to clone our energy to appear to be us, to go through the doorway to legitimize the theft, and are prioritizing their energy over our energy because they want to be the real, not the clone. They want you to look like the clone. So they're putting their energy or a combination of it on you, but taking on as much of your energy as possible to be you. I know some sick stuff. So that when they walk through the door, to cause some type of spiritual confusion, but the Lord showed me years ago, he said, that just looks like a kid wearing Halloween costume. I can tell the difference. So that's what they're doing. But to confuse energy to make it look like you. So once they got on the other side of the door, they were trying to tamper or see the door. They want to tamper or have tried to tamper to then change the lock so you can't walk through and they walk through wearing your energy. Told you this some Tom Cruise type stuff. Right. So that's a portion of it. So for those of y'all that are involved in that type of level of warfare, um, you need to pray against that. Intercessors, um, it's crazy. And then the CERN piece of it too, because as y'all remember me saying before, um, it's true. Energy can't be destroyed. It can, once you create it, it can be destroyed. So what they do is they then take the dark matter, the dark energy, and put it in particle forms to even attach. Y'all probably saw it on the video I did before here as well. When the screen went and you could see the particles to attach to things. So that's a whole nother area, but that ties into the piece of CERN too. So, let me see if I got everything because there's so much on this. So they're literally time jumping locksmiths to try to lock you out of the blessings, to try to put them into the blessings. And a large percentage of this energy cloaking, as I mentioned before, when the lady was wearing energy, and it's all over the place right now, because it's going to look like everywhere you go, if they're operating in that, it's going to look like they're wearing somebody's energy. That same lady, I went back again and she drained again, and that's a part of the siphoning. So she then puts the energy back on like a costume and appears to be something that she's not. So it's deep, y'all. So let's make sure I got everything. So it's forced energy intrusions, basically. They're forcing energy intrusions to be you in order to obtain what is rightfully yours and to get into the places that they want to be. Because these blessings can only be given to the chosen, and that's more than DNA level and all this kind of other stuff. And that's why, if anybody think it was racing, that's why if y'all are having molecular castings, cellular castings, full body castings, can't even tell you how many times today, happening to you. That's why. It's also why the constant monitoring and studying you, because you can't correctly mimic something to get through the door accurately if you don't study it and if you're not constantly monitoring it and even monitoring it for energy fluctuations. So that's also where a lot of these, for lack of a better word, because I have turned them energy sinks are. And the last 8 months, it's been prevalent. They sync with your energy deeply to become in tune with you so that they know you almost better than you do. And they've been bred this way, sometimes been bred by the elite this way, so that they can literally be you, be in your energy as you, and go places as you. That's also where the masking comes along. Um, in the spiritual realm, when you see someone's face, but it's not them, they're masking as those things that they've studied and people that they've studied to get in places so that they can literally be you, the energy mimicking. So, because I heard him say true form. Okay, so because you would know if they showed up in their true form. So they can't show up in the true form, true evil form. So they gotta put these masks on. And there's so many layers to that because there's so many walls so that you don't get to them and things like that, and you don't see them. So all this is prayer points for the high up intercessors that understand this. These are all prayer points for you to, and the Holy Spirit said to pull down the enemies tactics, and things of that nature. So I think I got everything. Holy Spirit, did I get it? Sure did. Yeah, because that's the separate family. Okay. Did I get everything? Okay, yeah. All right. So I'll see you in the next video.